Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. This is episode 13. It's Intellectual. I'm Louis, and I'm joined with
Emmanuel, Big Manolo, and that's Young Lou. Those are new nicknames for the week.
Young Lou. I was like, what
You want
what's
Big Lou?
that? I mean, Big Lou's more fitting, but I don't know what my nickname would be.
We'll go with Young Lou, because Young L. I don't like Young L. I don't think you do either.
Nah, I don't want to take an L.
Exactly.
Always taking W's. Big W.
Big, but you don't have. I mean, what's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
Neither do I. Go
Big
figure.
Num.
Everybody has. If you were to choose a middle name, Louis, what would it be?
I wouldn't. I mean, I would. There would be one, but they wouldn't let me put it in
You're like a John.
legal form. There's a four-letter word that I'm pretty sure anyone that knows me knows what it'd be. And yeah, I don't think they'd accept it.
No way. You can just say that's my culture.
It's my culture. They're like, yeah, you were born here. You've done
Mate,
this.
There's a guy in the I can't. There's a guy in the NFL. I think it's the NFL. His name begins with N, and everybody's having a good time about it. He's some white guy, and it's spelled. There's a G in there, but there's a H. Sorry, but it's still what it is.
It's like that African country that I never know how to pronounce. I don't think half the world knows how to pronounce.
I think they do. They just they like to pretend that they're mispronouncing, and do that a lot.
Yeah, trying to get their get out of jail free card.
Yeah. So what are we covering today, Louis?
Today, we're covering keyboards. Nah, I'm just messing.
You know what? Since you brought it up, I hate mechanical keyboards.
Whoa.
Hate them.
Nah.
All of you lot, mechanical keyboards, clicking away while I'm trying to work over here. Hate it. Not a fan.
I feel attacked.
Hey, you should be. I'm attacking you.
I need a bulletproof vest. Should call up 50 and be like, yo, you got a spare vest?
All right. Tell me why you have a mechanical keyboard, Louis, and why people should have one.
Why I have a mechanical keyboard?
Yeah. Why'd you get one?
I like the weight of it. I have Cherry MX Browns, I believe. I always forget. So nice little bit of tactile feedback, slight little resistance, bit clicky. But there's no one else here other than me. I mean, I guess people in the podcast have probably heard it.
Change my context. I hate mechanical keyboards in workplaces or public spaces.
Yeah, I wouldn't take one to work where there's like 50 other people in the office. That's being a dick.
Hope none of my colleagues listen to this. Actually, I hope they do. I've already talked to them. I'm like, dude, come on, mate.
But why do they have one in the office? Is it
that's
like
exactly what I don't know. I guess they like it. They liked it at home, so they brought it into the office. This isn't the first time, to be fair. Even the last company I was with, there was a few people that had mechanical keyboards, and it was just like, all right, mate.
Yeah, in an office, you can just use a normal keyboard, in my opinion.
In my opinion, too. Okay, we agree. But in the comfort of your own home,
Unless you get everyone a mechanical keyboard.
Could you imagine that?
Then
we're just like in the flipping 17, I don't know.
Or all on typewriters.
Yeah, like
typewriter would be kind of cool. Imagine having to upload your code. Just you have to put it through the scanner and be like, yo, process this.
Well, you don't have a scanner, right? You're going to read it out to somebody in a telephone. And you got to get someone in the between to connect your number to somebody else.
Curly brace, semicolon.
You know what? Yeah. We do movie of the month, right? Of the week. And speaking of Code Breakers, the Enigma Machine. What's it called? That movie with Benedict. Enigma,
is that called the Still Game, right? The Still Game.
Yes. What'd you say?
The Still Game.
The Still Game? No.
I think that's what it's called.
Imitation Game.
Oh no, Still Game is a TV show. That's that's pretty good. The Imitation Game, yeah, I think you're right.
That's our recommended movie. Also, we need to go to Bletchley Park. I just realised. I've never been to Bletchley Park, Louis. Is that bad? That's bad.
I've been near it, past it.
You haven't been either. How did we not go back in school? I don't understand.
I don't know. We said we will do a live recording once.
Yes. Okay. The next time I'm in the UK, that's what we're doing. We're going to Bletchley Park. We're taking that small train.
The one that comes every like 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll do a recording there.
We're gonna need.
I want to see. They have the OG machine there, right?
The Enigma machine.
Yeah. Alan Turing's
I think so.
Contraption. Shout out to Alan, man. They did him dirty though.
What, in that film?
In real life. I'm not laughing at Alan Turing, just to be clear. Just to be clear. Especially after the last month, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. It was you get it. But no, yeah, the government did him dirty. If you don't know the story, watch the movie, read his Wikipedia. I think he does a few books probably too. Shout out to him and his family. Shout out to helping end that war, I guess, as well. And then changing also, I guess, tech as we know it. You know? And now we use mechanical keyboards because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But iOS.
What we're actually talking about.
All the OSs, sorry, not even iOS.
Wow, you got Apple in the brain.
It is.
What we're actually going to talk about today is the Google I/O event that was like last month. Was there like, I think it was like sometime last month. So the latest announcements from Google, all their like AI stuff. Going to go through Android 15, which is currently in beta. So some of the topics, some of the features that should be coming with the actual release, which seems like it will be like September, October, November, whenever they do their next Pixel release. Because I think there's been some leaks of, is it the Pixel 9 would be the next one, right?
Pixel 9, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those. At this point, right, when they release, like people release renders, and it's like legit at this point, right? When it's this close. Everything I've seen is like people are kind of, you know, they know all the specs and they know all the like the designs. So
specs and stuff like sure, like yeah, cool, they can say that, but like the designs and whatnot, it's like, like cool, I know what the phone looks like now compared to 2 months away when it actually drops.
Yeah,
it's like what?
Well, sorry to cut you off. You were saying continue.
No, all good. And then the other half, so like the whole Android versus Apple. We're going to go through some of the WWDC event, which happened a couple of weeks ago, a week or so ago, 5-day event from Apple. Just go through all the stuff that they're going to drop. So the latest, is it iOS 18 that's going to come?
iOS 18, that's the one.
Yeah, and
it's finally
the other stuff.
Sorry, Drake.
Stop it. Stop it.
I couldn't help it, Louis.
There's
right
many
there.
more.
It was right there. It was right. I had to dunk
yeah.
it. You alley-ooped it. I jumped. Continue, sorry.
Nothing was the same.
I told you I was in a silly mood today.
I mean,
I did warn you. We made coffees.
NWTS, man.
So we start with Apple?
Yeah, start with Apple.
I mean, let's if we go through, this is a lot to go through, Louis.
Yeah, we're going to speed run this.
We might be here for 3 hours if we don't go through all of these
3
updates
hours.
that are.
What makes you
we don't want to
do
do that, Louis, right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to spend 3 hours talking about OS devices. I mean, OS updates.
Especially not Apple.
So let's jump straight in. Let's not have an order because there's a lot to go through.
We want to
start wherever you want to start.
What, should we go through Android or Apple first?
We'll do Apple first because A in it.
Yeah, but
the joke is they're
both
beginning. I know, yeah. Oh, wait. At AP, AD. I guess Android has to go first.
AD? What? What's AD?
Android.
AN,
Apple.
bro. AN.
You know what?
Nah. Inexcusable, bro.
What's that? ID10 error.
Yeah, ID10 error.
ID10 error. Yeah, AN. Jeez. All right. I guess it's still Apple, right?
No,
ID P before N.
Wait, hang on. ID10T.
NMNPQ. No, it's not. It's still Android.
Yeah. That's what the. Okay.
Let's start with Apple anyway, because it's the first on my notes.
It's the one that we have the most beef
Isaac
with.
Newton, Apple, it's relative.
We want to start with some of the iOS 18 stuff.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You know what's kind of funny actually? They're finally releasing schedule send, which welcome to the 21st century, Apple. Every other operating system has had this since I couldn't even tell you how long.
But the funny thing is, I didn't know. Yeah, I had that as an option. Okay, everything else, like emails, of course, had that. But like WhatsApp, I didn't know WhatsApp had that feature. So
I don't know if WhatsApp has that feature.
It does. You told me that.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, WhatsApp has it. Yeah, sorry. I'm talking about actual like default messaging, like so like Samsung and
that's true.
Google, etc. Messages app. Yeah, they've all had that for couldn't tell you how long. Been a while, but yeah. So that's now in Android 18, which is funny. And you know what actually makes me laugh is when Apple release something and all the Apple fanboys like jump on like Twitter, like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing!" Like as if it's like the newest invention.
Yeah, there's also fangirls too. Done.
Yeah, you don't say fanboys and assume.
Just we don't discriminate.
Yeah, we're all inclusive here, right?
Yeah, we hate all of you.
So you hate if you like Apple, it's done for. This can't be.
I don't think there's an issue with liking Apple. I think there's an issue when you glorify it to be greater than.
That is Apple.
It is Apple, but you know what I mean. Like the issue is never like the thing. It's the people and how they perceive what they're given and how they, I guess, also outwardly express their emotions and feelings. We get it. You're excited, but don't a little critical thinking of like this is this brand new thing. It's like no, it's new to you, and that's it. Just say we're happy we have this now, and then nobody would complain, right? Imagine if that was the discourse. It's like we finally have this. We're so slow and late. Thank you. End of. We wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. Also, another thing like that iOS 18 is now going to have is being able to rearrange icons and set color themes.
Yeah. I do that like every week on my Pixel, just because. It's nice. Get a new picture, just change everything around.
I couldn't imagine not moving apps and like having them in like different floating arrangements. Like I've got different screens with different things. Yeah, sure. You're going to be able to move your.
Yeah, I mean,
move your rows about.
On my iPhone, I just use widgets to like place things. Like I literally have widgets just in place to move apps further away than I want them to be. So like, if I want, because you couldn't do that, right? You couldn't place them wherever you wanted. So I'd get like a calendar app just to fill out half of a screen, just to push.
Wow.
Like do you know what I mean? Like, if I want to have it like the first page is, I don't know, social media stuff, easy access. The second page is like creative things, and then the third page is like, I don't know, games or something. I don't play games on my phone, but let's just for example. But I have like only 6 apps that are to do with creative things, and I want it to separate the gaming. I literally just grab like, actually no, I use the Google search. I get that and I make it like a 4x4 or like a 4x, I guess 8. No, 2x4, and then it pushes everything to the next page. So yeah, it'll be a lot easier now to just like drag it wherever I want, which is ridiculous to 2024. Like,
yeah,
hey,
following the same train of welcome to the 21st century. The background that you set on your lock screen can now be the same background as what's on the actual background or whatever it was. Yeah. Like, when he I don't know what it is. He's on doing a demo and he's like, you can now have the same picture, and he just like swipes out for anything, like undoes the lock screen. And it's like got the same background, and it's like, what? I thought that was default anyway, but I guess apparently not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, there's that. Something that is mad that I do think is actually pretty awesome is the ability for it to process calculations. So in the Notes app, and I believe the calculator has like some sort of notes part as well. So not only just notes as in like Apple Notes, and then you can write scientific or just any sort of like mathematical calculation, like 1 + 1, which is 21, right? You can do like all sorts of scientific notation and calculations. As soon as you write the equal sign, I believe it'll process it for you, and it will just update accordingly and actually put the value there, which is kind of mad. Like imagine you're doing like sketches, sort of like, I don't know, imagine you're doing when you're doing like some architectural drawing, you're trying to work out what the parameterized value would be for a certain length or something like that. That's kind of mad.
I have it right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anything like that exists already, and maybe there's like some sort of app that someone's developed that does something similar, but I can't say I know of.
It has to exist, but I don't think on like a main operating system that's been a thing yet.
Nah, it's all probably
Maybe like
getting sent off to
somewhere.
GPT get processed in the background, right?
Yeah, we'll come to that later, but
yeah, maybe don't use it if you've got some sort of new equation that you intend to publish and patent at some point. Maybe it'll be in the public domain before you know it.
No, it's all okay, Louis, because Apple is secure and safe, and they only borrow in that time the API. And they, it's like it's layers of security, Louis.
Nah, don't trust any of that. Anything else you want to say on the calculator part?
I think, yeah, like you said, it's very useful. I think the iPad is going to get the calculator app. That's new. So you can do this across iPhones although, no, that feature was only on the iPad too, right? You can't write because it's using the pen. I don't think you can use a pen on your iPhone. So that's just an iPad only.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
The whole equation thing. Because you need the Pen Pro. Apple Pen Pro, that's the name, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
Pen Pro Plus. Pen Pro Plus Premium. I don't know. But
Pen Plus Pro Premium.
That's, mate, at this
version
point.
7. Yeah.
Version, X. Roman numerals because it's cool, guys, right? Anyway. But, being able to... just forget workflow for, like, career-wise. Kids, like, learning. Forget paper anymore. You don't need that. You can just scribble, write, maths equations. And it also, like, helps you... if you don't want answers to, I'm pretty sure there was a section where you could like, don't show me answers, but just correct my like workings out. Sorry, and then you can go through that, and then you can like control. Because otherwise, it's just like you don't want to just get answers. If you're like working, you want answers, but if you're learning how to like do maths or like how to, find things, then it's also good for that way. So learning is going to get easier, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to use that. Other apps will, develop ways to use the API or just I guess Swift you can like use built-in like apps and to develop whatever you want, right? With Apple, they give you the dev kits, right? So you can use that to create whatever you want. So even you, do you ever use Swift? iOS?
No, I haven't used that in years.
You have to pay like $100 a month, right? A year.
Yeah, to put anything on the Apple Store, it's $99 a year.
I might do that, Louis.
$99 though, unless you're making money, it's not worth it. You can put it on Android for Google Play charges you, I think, once like £5, or is it 20 quid, something like that. One-time fee done, and you get access to like 60% of the market.
Well, of all worldwide, yes, but not in America.
Exactly.
Different ball game.
Well, you do in America.
It's just the market. Yeah, but like nobody uses. I say nobody. Like 40% of the use case is Android. 60%, I think it's 70%, is all iOS. So if you're here, it makes more sense to prioritize. If you're global, it makes more sense to globalize, right? Or do both.
Globalize.
Or do both. I'm going to do both. I've never touched Swift, never touched Apple development, but I meant like I'd be more inclined now to do that with these new implementations that they have. So
Swift's not fun. It's overly complex and complicated for no reason.
To you. I'm kidding. I don't know.
I mean, you can make it work. It's like anything, but just what it is just like, why?
Well, I'll let you know. How about that?
Let me know.
And I'll let you know, and then
we'll do an episode on like app dev and stuff.
Waste the money. Don't do it.
It's $99 I'm not getting back.
Sick. What else do I have here? We did email. You can prioritize emails now. You can separate them to like important promotions, family related things that, that thing that existed on Gmail and every other else.
When was Gmail created? Like 2003 or something, right?
Mate, again, just listen, for the kings of copying, you'd think they would have had that a long time ago, but here they are. The tap to cash thing, we're not going to go into it, but that seemed cool.
No. We're going into that.
Oh, we're gonna go into it. We found out more. It's not.
It's a gimmick.
It's not linked to your account. It's linked to your Apple Card, right? Or your Apple account. And it's Apple Cash, sorry, which is your Apple Card.
Apple Cash, which requires an account.
Yeah.
You can't like tap the cash someone else, then it'll go to like your bank account. It has to go. You have to have an Apple Cash account, which is done by some third party provider, which is still a bank account, but you're sending money between the two. I think you can just withdraw easily, but to send someone money, you then have to transfer it to your Apple Cash account, then transfer it from that to wherever you want the account, which
only
it's
works
one
of those things that everybody with an iPhone will want to use it. It will make things easier, and then eventually, which is what they want, right? They want everybody to have to go through them, so then eventually they have a customer base. So I'm guessing in the future, because their partnership with not Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs for the Apple Card, that's coming to an end in the next year. So this might be a push to try and get a user base to be using the Apple Cash, to be using the Apple Card system.
You know what's funny, right?
What's funny, Louis? I better laugh.
America, you better laugh. You should better laugh then. In America, like competition laws, etc., are all like it's all messed up. So the whole Apple Cash, maybe like trying to funnel everyone, making them use that. In America, it seems okay, but everywhere else in like say Europe and the eastern side of the world, they're like, now we don't accept that, and there's been many rulings against them saying like, hey, look. Like, what was it with the whole USB-C thing when they forced Apple to have to adopt the USB-C plug adapter, what do you call it? Port.
Adapter?
Port. Yeah, port on the phone. Also, like, the fines that they've had from, like, European commissions about, like, where data is getting transferred and all sorts of other stuff. It's just funny that America's just like, yeah, no worries, do this. But then try get them to get that to work in Europe and be like, look, you have to use Apple Cash. You just laugh you out the door and be like, it's not happening, right?
Yeah, it's going to be another. Yeah, you're right. This is a repeat thing where like they implement it first here, and then in 3 years' time, the European Union is like, no.
See you later, bro.
Globalize. Link this to everybody's bank. Otherwise, get lost. So yeah, I mean, we both want that to happen, because then, I mean, it'll still be Apple devices only, but it would just be like, why is there an extra layer? I get it, make money. That's the reason why, right? Everything's to do with money. Like, we want money, we want users, we want people to be using us. So, but eventually, hopefully, the powers that be, that the actual governors of rules and regulations, in which the EU seems to be king of that, whereas the US just like, I mean, you wouldn't argue with Apple in the US, I don't think, because they bring in so much. So you kind of give them free reign, but in Europe, they're like, we don't care. So
now I'll just go out and say America's not having a good time at any point in history with laws and regulations and all sorts. We won't go into it, but
yeah, mate, things just slip through the cracks. But
there's all sorts that seems to be undoing that country from many avenues.
Yeah, running through again, controls for the APIs. You can do like controlling your garage door or AC. I guess like Google Home. I guess.
Oh, you mean
Apple
like smart home
is
stuff
like on crack now, so it'll be better.
Oh, so they've actually put time into it.
Yeah,
their half-baked solution that they've had for
tapbacks on emojis, and another thing you can do in WhatsApp, you can give emojis on the message. You can do that now. Yeah. They call them the tapbacks, Louis. That's what they're called now. They're called. Yeah,
but I'm saying
they didn't want to call
any
it
other
reactions,
provider.
so they're calling reactions. They're calling them tapbacks, which doesn't even sound. I mean, it's going to be catchy. I can already hear it now. Like, it's already a thing. But
on what? The message, like
on messages, yeah. Because now what exists is like this silhouette, and you get like exclamation marks, a thumbs up.
Oh, because the compatibility,
and that's it. It's like 4 things. They're silhouetted. They're like dark.
Wait, you can do reactions now. Are you talking about RCS support? I know they're adding better RCS support.
Wait, where's my
rich communication service in something. But the reactions in iMessage, I thought they already existed. So like the heart emoji and all the other things that you can like do on the actual message itself, like you can in WhatsApp, for example. I'm pretty sure that existed for ages.
No. You get 1, 2,
Really?
3, 4, 5, 6 reactions, or whatever they want to call them, and then you can add stickers. But you can't.
So you're saying
you don't
you
get the suite
use any
of emojis to like, you know.
Right. Okay. So it's a broader spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
Lol.
I don't even know what this is called, but yeah, it was dead, and now they're going to make it better. And with that as well, you're going to be able to customize the emojis. So I guess you can create your own ones. So that'll be new. But that's going to the AI stuff. We'll get to that later.
The Genmoji stuff.
Yeah. Actually, we'll get to that now, because I don't think there's much left that I cared about from that 2-hour presentation of them talking about AI for like 50% of it.
Yeah, we'll go through Genmoji, then there's like 3 more, and I think we're done with Apple.
Yeah, we'll Apple Intelligence, right? That's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, that's the big one, yeah.
I guess...
Well, no, the Genmoji... Hang on, the Genmoji stuff was... What was it? They were using some of the AI stuff, which we'll come on to in a minute, to create your own emoji, right? You can describe it and be like a cat in a tree or something. I think that's how it was.
You can do prompts?
Yeah, so it was using... I think it's using the AI to be able, for you to be able to generate your own emoji.
Okay, wait, you're right, but there's 2 things. There is that, but there's also a section where you can like just mix and match emojis. So you can put sunglasses on like a random one and make your own. And then there's also the ones you can like generate. But we'll get to that. Let's quickly let me just quickly run through, because that's iOS. The Vision Pro is getting
I think we should leave the Vision Pro.
We don't care? You know what? I don't care either.
I don't care.
I don't care about the Vision Pro. I don't care about Apple TV.
How much is that? It's like $3,000 or something stupid, right?
Apple TV?
No, the Vision Pro. Yeah.
1.6? 1.4? Oh, it's it's like 1 point something. It's not 3K. I think you can get the higher spec one. But no, it starts at like 1.4K, 1.5.
Jeez.
And apparently it's too heavy, so, you know. Just get one of those paper things with two lenses. But with time, the next one will be cheaper. And then also, dude, just get the Meta glasses. They're like the same thing. And it's like actually pretty good. Quest?
Yeah, I got the Quest.
I'm not plugging Facebook here, but I'm just giving you an alternative. Yeah. Like, you know, try that. If you want more, then get the thing. But just start there and then see how you get a feel for the whole run. Because, I mean, eventually this is going to be the thing, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think at some point I probably will. I will get something. I'll get a VR headset. You won't?
Yeah. I got the Quest 2 at the moment. I don't use it much.
See, you're one of them.
I haven't used it in like 3 years.
I know who you are, Louis.
One of them.
I know
one of us. One of us. No. The whole like, we're going to be using headsets like this, and this is how we're going to work, and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's cheaper to buy 2 more monitors and just have double the real estate than it is to have a headset on.
That gives you a headache after 2 hours.
Yeah, and the thing dies, and you have to be tied to a cable and all sorts of other stuff, right?
But if you want more than 2 monitors, Louis, then the use case kind of opens up.
But it depends what you're doing. Like, a lot of people want more monitors because they're...
Who's actually using 15 monitors?
Exactly, right?
Don't work for NASA, mate. Even NASA won't be using Apple. Like, so... You're right. Yeah. Why'd you need that?
I mean, there are use cases, right?
You can buy, how many AOC monitors can you get? Or Skeptics?
Yeah, like a 1080p 60 hertz panel from AOC. You probably get like 5, 6, 7, maybe, depending.
You can make a nice little gaming chair as well.
Just tie them to the wall and just sit back and watch it.
And you can walk away. You don't have to take it off. Your hair will be intact. No marks around your eyes. You won't have a headache. You might get a headache. You might still get a headache. Blue light. Get the glasses with the blue light, dim. Get Flux. Remember Flux? Do you remember Flux? Just change your, what's it called, night sight settings. Take the blue light off. You'll be all right. Go for a walk every now and then and come back out. Come back in.
Touch grass.
Touch some grass, yeah. What else? We don't. Apple Pencil Pro, really? This is what I wrote.
Yeah, no comment.
Fitness OS, better tracking. Apparently, we'll see. I will get to that. I will start actually. I'm going to become that guy, Louis. I'm going to become the watch reviewer person.
You're going to buy the Apple
I'm
Watch?
going to get a Garmin, a Fitbit.
Oh, there are some good Garmins, actually.
Very good ones.
Yeah.
Every time I'm trying to get a running, every time looking at running forums, Garmin comes up. But they have everything though. That's what they do. They just make fitness watches. So that's what they do. And they
make other things, but yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Not like sat navs and everything. They've got their fingers in many pies.
That's them. Yeah. Shout out to Garmin. Garmin.
I don't know.
Anyway, iPad, remote control, calculator on iPad. Really, Apple Pencil. To the script. Mac OS. This is the one thing about Mac OS that I did care about was the continuity with the mirroring the iPhone. I thought that was pretty cool. You can emulate your iPhone like for like. Not even like for like, sorry. It's literally controlling your RDPing pretty much. Not RDPing, but your remote
that's
controlling
Windows, mate.
Your iPhone on your Mac. That's pretty cool to me. Like for like, you can still have your iPhone somewhere in the room as an idle mode. But the rest of it, you can send messages, you can talk, you can make calls, everything you can control on your Mac. So if you're a Mac user and you like using your phone at the same time, you can just have a little window that's literally the same size as your phone, and then your phone can be elsewhere in the room.
Hang on. I think that would be really good for like stuff like app dev and stuff, but at the same time, you would just use an emulator.
See, that's the other thing I was saying. Like having that might be quite good to start developing on Apple now.
You can set up the developer options to show your device in the emulator anyway. So it's kind of the same anyway, but I think they've just made it like user friendly for the people that don't do app dev stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
It happens. That's pretty much it. Gaming, Prince of Persia is coming to Mac. If you play Prince of Persia. And there'll be ray tracing as well on the Macs. So
I don't know who games on a Mac. It's probably like 5 people.
There's probably a lot of Mac gamers.
Yeah, I'm sure there are, but also at the same time not.
It won't be like hardcore gaming, which nowadays is relative,
that's
right?
beef. It won't be hardcore gaming. I mean, they aren't opening up their PC to put in a new GPU.
So you can't.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do that. I got a couple more for iOS that exist.
Go for it.
Well, they're going to come in. They're moving the passwords. So what's iCloud passwords at the moment? They're making it its own standalone app/service. It'll still be the same thing in the background. Like it'll still store your passwords. It'll still be synced to iCloud, but it's just going to be its own standalone app, which is kind of funny. I thought they would have done that in the beginning, but anyway, so there's going to be a standalone app for passwords. I don't know if they will still call it I don't know what they will call it. I think they just call it passwords, and how it integrates with like Keychain, which if anyone doesn't know what that is, that's kind of how you manage secrets and passwords on the device itself. So like Mac, you would use Keychain and you can tie that to your device and stuff, whatever. So standalone app for that. They're adding the ability to record and transcribe some of the calls, which kind of comes onto some of the AI stuff as well. But the ability to record your call directly via the phone call itself is kind of mad, but also I guess kind of opening up yourself to legal troubles. Like you have to tell the person that they're being recorded, otherwise it's inadmissible.
If it's iPhone to iPhone, they'll see there's recording.
I don't know. I think it's just anything. I don't think it's just iPhone to iPhone. Maybe it's just any.
Oh wow.
Any call itself, which I don't know what the laws are in America, but like in the UK, if you don't tell someone they're being recorded on the call, if you want to use that against them, you can't because.
Well, you could, but it would just be dismissed, right?
Yeah, it's inadmissible. Like you try to give that to a judge, they're like, "Lol, see you later." I'm sure there's ways around that. I'm not a lawyer, so it's not legal advice. Go speak to your own lawyer.
You can just leak randomly. It wasn't me, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably the easier way. You just send it to some news outlet and be like, yo, post this. But yeah, so being able to record and transcribe some of your calls, which is kind of mad. I don't think there is a way to do that nicely in Android. I'm not sure, though. There may be some OEM, so something like Samsung or whatever. Maybe there's a flavor version of Android that's implemented by a company has that. I'm not sure. But That's cool. And I think the only thing that I've got before we go on to Apple Intelligence is the ability to lock and hide some of your apps for privacy, which is kind of funny. Android's only recently added that, or it's going to be adding that. What's kind of funny is it's something that they're both adding at the same time that I guess you kind of thought would have been in place a while ago.
Yeah.
So I think any app itself, you'd be able to make, you have to say like use your like thumbprint or Face ID or whatever. I don't know how the whole hiding the apps work. Maybe it's just like you have to go to a separate.
It's just on the what's that menu called? When you go left, maybe at the bottom of that, it'd just be a privacy section.
What,
like
at the bottom? You know how like Google's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right at the bottom, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's being added for some of your specific apps that you want to be hidden. Like, I don't know how it works for, say, like kids. So say like you've got kids and you want them to use your phone, which is just mad in my opinion. But say you wanted to let them use it to play a game, whatever. I guess that's a use case or something like that. I don't know if there's like a kid mode, I'm doing inverted commas, to stop them from like draining all your money out of your account or ordering pizza or whatever. I'm sure we've seen some sort of memes or heard some sort of stories of some bad stuff that's happened. But yeah, so you'll be able to lock your apps, but also hide apps if you want. I'm out. That's it. That's all I got for iOS.
All right. Me too. Apple Intelligence. We have to speed through this.
Yeah.
This is also in its own thing. I don't actually have any like actual. I have feelings, not
same.
Like it's more of a. I'm questioning, especially the part about personal and intelligence that they keep talking about, and how everything's locked to your phone supposedly, and it's only pulling prompts from within. That's the first layer. Then there's the other layer of you asking it questions generally, which has to then go outside and talk to servers on the outside. And then it's also, they're promising everything's secure and everything's vetted and checked, whatever. But it's like, all right, just be honest. You're using AI and you're using GPT as your...
For everyone else that doesn't know what's going on, Apple Intelligence, basically they've announced that they're partnering with, at the beginning, OpenAI, so the people that are making GPT you've probably heard of in some shape or form if you've not been under a rock in the last couple of years. They've partnered with them that they're going to tie into the OS itself, specifically the ability to use OpenAI's different models and stuff like that. So, for example, the phone itself, instead of, say, using Siri, it will use GPT to process stuff.
Well, it's two layers, though. There's the internal Apple Intelligence.
I was just giving an overview, yeah.
Gotcha. Because I was just talking about Apple Intelligence first, and then because that's like just AI, right? Which in general that everybody uses to whatever. But as far as like the Apple AI one, just like writing tools, notifications, priorities, that kind of thing, image generations back to the Genmoji. You can do Genmoji, but you can also like build pictures within your own pictures. And they're trying to keep it not realistic. They have like a cartoony version, like a weird version, and then an emoji version. Because they know they don't want people to be able to actually image create that looks too real. So it's more for like fun and play and like, sharing with friends and family. Again, keeping it personal, not for like outside use. Although if you're an artist, you can still generate things that you can... I don't know what their rules are on like reposting and like publishing anything created by them, but I mean, like, there's no rules right now in general, so who cares? And good luck trying to control that, because then if you do, then you're then implicated as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're able, I don't know, that's another conversation for next time. Siri's meant to be smarter, but that's back to what Louis was saying, that it's going to pull from other sources. One source that we know of is GPT. Image Playground, as I was mentioning, you can actually, it's a whole new environment where you can do these customizations and prompts. That's pretty much all I had. That's not like going on the outside.
Wasn't there some stuff about like it will be smarter to process the context it's in? So like you're looking at an email and it's saying, hey, look, we've got an appointment at 8 p.m., which exists on many other platforms that will automatically like put it in your calendar or give you travel instructions and stuff like that.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant by actions. I didn't actually
actions,
say
okay.
it. Yeah, like you can ask it to show me Bob's picture that he sent last week, and then it will look for Bob and a picture that he sent last week. Or what's my date plans, and it will look for whoever it thinks is your girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, and where they said to meet you at 7 p.m. tonight. It's all going to stay
the wrong city
on your phone, and it won't go outside, and they won't use it or sell it to anybody.
Nah, that's cap. 100% cap.
We promise. They're pinky promising.
Apple all pinky promise. It must be true then. The features itself, so like it being more context aware, being smarter to be able to process stuff, cool, all for that. That's great. The tying in with AI models and the partnership with OpenAI, right? Deeply embedded into the operating system. It's not just a case of here's an additional app or here's an additional thing that you can install. It's going to be tied into the actual operating system, as far as I'm aware, which is like you'll be able to turn it off, but it'll always be there in the background trying to do stuff, right? That's scary, in my opinion. That's a big no-no. I genuinely believe it's not good. I would, if they would allow you to turn it off, right? But if I had an Apple device, they released that and were like, yeah, we're tying it into the operating system, even though we allow you to turn it off, I would ditch Apple at that point. I would fully...
You can't turn it off. If there's an off switch, then there's also...
an on switch that you don't know about.
A them switch. That's like, it's still... it's not off, we're just not showing you that it's on.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
that's crazy.
I think I mentioned this too. I'm hesitant now but it's not just Apple, it's everybody, right? We'll go into the other companies, but it's like, how do you just stay? I mean, you have to just get like a Nothing phone that isn't AI compatible. Shout out to Nothing.
I like the Nothing phones.
Yeah. So you know, you because if every operating system is now getting AI usage or like incorporation, I guess, or embedment, if that's a word, then it's like, you can't really do much. You just have to get an old device or have something or a company that doesn't have a
turn
partnership
off the internet
with such, But even now, the internet now it has changed. Like, I don't know, it's not even like it will. It's different now. Like, I don't know. We talked about Gemini and trying to Google something, and that's now the first thing you see. I mean, you can even use GPT now as just your search engine because Google is absolutely trash unless you add Reddit to the end of your search. So
we'll come on to that. It's beef.
So it's already we're already there. Like, it's already, So it's like back to the thing about your phone that has your data, privacy, contacts, images, conversations. Do you want that to be accessible to this new thing? But I mean, people said the same thing about the internet back in the 2000s, right? So are we being skeptical, Louis? Or are we being, doomsday-ish, glass half empty guys? Or is this just... It's caution. We know how things work, and we know the people that do things, and we know people and power in tech. So it's like the skepticism also comes from giving up this much privacy comes at a cost, and it's usually your human rights. So it's like, it might sound doomsday-ish, but at the same time, it is like, these things will come back to bite, and you want to make sure they're in the right hands and they have been vetted. But the bigger conversation is, your Sam Altmans and etc. have been prioritizing speed and just get this thing out there more than, hey, let's check we're doing things the right way. And then it's forced these companies to also jump ship because it's like profitability is not going that direction and they can't afford to be late to the party. Like, that's why they're all kind of overlapping in development, right? And things kind of sound similar because they're all doing it at the same time because they have to. They don't have a choice. And it's like, back to my last conversation, I think last podcast, I was like, things are just being released and we're figuring it out as they go. There is no time anymore to vet things and test things properly, but we're the guinea pigs. So, oink.
It's not good. We'll have like another Meta, Cambridge Analytica, whatever that company's name, scandal on our hands. And
yeah, we will, yeah.
Like, they're going to happen more frequently.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't That's the thing you forget because it's happened so quickly.
There's so much going on.
Facebook is like everybody's favorite person, but like, no, listen. Last year,
hold on,
it's just last 2 years ago, he was being asked about what's happening with the data that he's been saving, and what's
Facebook
up with
and Meta
the kids that are on there.
No one's favorite friend. No one likes them.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, public perception has changed over the past 2 years.
Yeah. Okay, from that perspective, yeah.
He's now wearing gold chains and stuff, so it's cool now.
Yeah. So if you got an iPhone that wants to upgrade you to iOS 18 and you're not too keen on that whole tied into your operating system AI, good luck.
Yeah, no, good luck. Anyway,
you might want to look into that.
Yeah. Just get Huawei, mate, or Xiaomi. That's safe.
Yeah. You'll have an instant response.
You know, I'd rather the Chinese government was tracking me than... What's his name? Who's this? I don't even know his name. Who's the guy at Apple?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I realized I forgot about Larry Page. Remember Larry Page? Because they got some Syndra, right? To be the alphabet like guy. But Larry's he's still about. Like he's exactly.
I thought he was just found.
Well, he's still up there in like Forbes list, so he must be getting money still.
Yeah, he's still getting paid or whatever, but I don't think he's part of it.
He's completely like
co-founder and creating Google. What does he do now? Don't know.
Well, there you go. Shout out to Larry Page. Bit of a weird guy, though.
I think everyone's weird. Everyone's weird to someone, right?
No, I mean like Google and, you know, how that's gone.
Anyway. Actually, what was I going to say? Can't remember what I was going to say.
I guess final notes on Apple, and then we can go into pairs.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I've said about...
What else did I have?
Kind of not okay with that whole thing. Actually, I think they announced like last week or something that Apple might be trying to strike up a deal with Google. No, wait. Apple was going to... there was something about Apple trying to strike up a deal with another provider which Microsoft provides. So even though it's not directly with Microsoft...
sits on the board of ChatGPT anyway.
Yeah, that's it. OpenAI. Yeah, Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, right? So technically...
Well, 49%, but when they want to change CEOs, suddenly...
Yeah, oh, hello.
We don't want that. Go back. So is it 49%? It feels like it's a bit more.
Yeah, what was it, like a $5 billion investment or something like that? Mate. So, like, although they're not giving Microsoft the data itself, it's like, cool, now Apple's in cahoots with Microsoft. Is this now not like, not breaking competition law, but surely there's something fishy going on here, right?
Technically, it's the opposite of competition laws, right? It's they're working together, which is what you want. But at the same time...
to join together to do a monopoly for like, hey, look, here's AI, that would be... that would technically be a breach. Because if you want to monopolize...
It's not... One's not buying the other. So I think competition would be if one was purchasing, right?
I don't know what the specific law is, but I thought it was just like if you're in cahoots together.
I still agree with you, but I'm just... The verbiage we're using. I don't know what the words are. So... but like...
I thought it applied if you were just in cahoots. Like if you're working with them,
you can't be in cahoots.
Yeah, because
then you're both both going to just like monopolize and
like
say you're separate. It's
I don't know. Anyway,
it is a bit fishy, mate. That's all. Yeah,
very fishy. That's
Anyway. Tastes like salmon, mate.
I think we've done with Apple. I think we should get them off now.
Oranges. You remember Orange?
Nice.
The provider.
Yeah. Did Vodafone buy them or did T-Mobile?
I want to say T-Mobile because T-Mobile had... Oh, yeah, it's T-Mobile.
I think so.
Because there was a point where you could... Yeah, it was T-Mobile. I don't know what the reason was, but I just remember that it was T-Mobile. What does the T stand for? Telephone?
Don't know.
Telephony?
T-Mobile doesn't exist in the UK anymore, does it? Didn't they get bought out by someone else? Or have they changed their name? They all got amalgamated, right?
I only heard of T-Mobile again when I came over here, so I'm going to assume you're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume you're right.
I think EE owns them?
No. Because EE is BT.
Orange and T-Mobile unveiled joint venture name Team Vision and plans.
Team Vision.
E.
You mean serious?
E is a 50-50 joint venture between
like
EE. I'm thinking of Wally. Following the merger of respective T-Mobile and Orange businesses in the UK, which became brands that phased out, it was rebranded to EE. So Orange and T-Mobile got merged and they're now EE. But they're owned by BT Group, which is funny. Everything everywhere. Lol.
But that's how it goes. Anyway. Android.
Go on, hit him.
Android 15, specifically.
Yeah, it's in beta right now. What's some of the features that are coming?
Do we have a release date? Actually, when is
I guess it'll be with the Pixel 9
it'll be,
when that drops.
So
or roundabout.
Fall. That's all. Same with iPhone as well, right? I mean, the iOS, that'll be around fall, like September.
Yeah. I got beef. Why does everyone need to drop something every year? Why not just wait until the year afterwards? Why do you need to do the whole FOMO thing? And anyway.
No, let's talk about it, Louis.
I'm done. I can rant.
It is a lot to release
4 hours on that.
Yearly or annually. But also the tech cycle is quite quick. And as far as
cycling, what's going to change between the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 9 other than like 0.01 inch on the screen and maybe a slightly faster chip and 2 gigs extra RAM? Like, cool.
But exactly that over 2 or 3 years, right? If you have
2 gigs of RAM now, it's not that deep. I think they're talking about their titanium chips or something like that. Google's going to bring faster AI. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that is a good change
for the small minority that upgrade yearly. It's a small change, and they're going to do it regardless. But for the average person or people that just have a sense of, I don't know, I don't need this.
They don't
straight
have
away.
FOMO. Yeah,
you get phones like once every 2 to 3 to 4 years. That's whatever does change. If it's, let's say the RAM increases by like 2 annually, for somebody that's buying a phone every 3 years, that's going to be a 6 upgrade. You know what I mean? So I think that's the majority of people. I did look at the stats before, especially in the US. About 70% of people buy a phone every 3 years, and then the small minority was like 15% that buy annually. So they're not selling, especially for like hardware. They're not selling to the same people that bought last year. They're trying to get the people that haven't bought something in the past 2 or 3 years, because that's a bigger upgrade for them, and that's the market. And there's enough people in the world to still do that. So it's for the people that haven't bought one in the 2 years. But there is going to be that small market that do still get one every year. Especially with the program nowadays, you can get the Apple program, and you can get like, just if you're on a contract, you can get annual ones that are quite expensive. But yeah, even if you're not, like most contracts, especially in the UK, 2 years, right? Or 36 months, 24 to 36. So that still averages out to like 2 to 3 years. So, and you can stay on the same plan. VAT goes up every like 2 months. Yeah, you buy a phone now, and it's like, oh, so whatever the price is, and then a month's time, like, oh, by the way, VAT's
by the way,
up.
that's another 20%.
So we're gonna up that price, mate. Yeah, that's how I get you. But software wise, we want software to increase. I mean, to go up. I mean, to be upgraded as often as possible, right?
Yeah, we want more features. We want greater flexibility of the same hardware.
But it is also it's a waste of money too. Like you were saying, like as far as e-waste.
Yeah, that is the whole thing. Like if your phone's not broken, like we talked about the Apple upgrade program. Like you pay like whatever it is a year, and then the next new one comes out, you give them the phone back, and they give you the brand new one, and you just keep doing that. That's not bad, but what do they do with the phone that you give them back? Do they make that as secondhand for someone else that's on the same program, or are they like trying to recycle that? Because like e-waste is a whole thing. It's not the greatest contributor to like global warming and all that other stuff, but sending more stuff to landfill and causing more, having to generate more waste is probably not ideal.
Yeah.
I don't know the specifics of it. Maybe they do have like a near 90, 80%, like 80, 90, maybe even 100% recycling rate. Like there's things they can take out of old phones and put in new phones and stuff like that. I don't know.
I mean, Apple does have a recycling program, and they're always trying to push for net zero, right? You know what does that mean, though? To net zero would be to not release something next year.
Exactly right. It's easier.
Just 1 year. Don't manufacture nothing. Just upgrade firmware and software for 1 year. Don't release. Don't make a new phone. You'll be at 100%. Net zero before you even know it.
Yeah,
but also
exactly,
your net will be zero too, so you don't want that. Actually, would it be how big of an impact would that make?
They probably won't. They've probably got like 200,000 sat in a warehouse anyway.
Also, if they still did, because you know, like the last phone goes down by like $100, quid, whatever, the next year. If they still did that, they'll probably get the same amount of customers that buy a new phone to get last year's release, which would still be the new release, right? But it would be cheaper a year later. So it would be 2 years technically as a gap. Mate, you could, why don't they just try it? See what happens. But they've got targets to meet, right? And they've also got, I guess, manufacturers to satisfy. That's their jobs, is to create and make things. And they've got contracts too, so you have to plan it out like in 10 years' time, right? Because people have the 10-year contract. So it's like, hey, in the 10th year, we won't make a phone just for that 1 year. And they're like, cool, I guess we'll just make Huawei's and Xiaomi's that year.
How we got back onto Apple? It's when she's talking about Android.
Yeah, but no more apples. No more apples. Oranges.
No more apples. Oranges.
Android 15.
Android 15.
Do you want to do a quick?
Yeah, I'll
is there a quick intro?
So it's only beta at the moment, so not everything is definitely going to happen. There may be some more features that can come. Is it beta or is it alpha? I can't remember actually. I think it's beta.
I'm the alpha.
Moving on. Got him. There's going to be some UI tweaks. So there's going to be... I didn't know this. I was an idiot. Android 14 at the moment, you can do split screen. So it's a bit hard to understand like how you do this. But like, say you've got two different apps open. If you go to you swipe up, so you're in like the switching app mode, you click on the icon at the top, you can click on it, and not every app can be split, but the majority of them can. You click on that split, and you can split with the other option. You can move the slider up and down for like the different proportions. They're changing the UI for that, so you can see very easily that that icon is an actual like action menu. So it'll have different options, like not just split, but like app info, etc. So those sorts of things. You can split screen, which is mad. One really cool thing with that is they're adding the ability that you can save the pair. So what you've split, you could save that as like so like you go to like your desktop and you've got like your banking app and you click on it. There will be a pair like that, so you can click on it directly and open up split already, which is kind of mad. Like if you've got like I was saying to you the other day about like I'm doing some study on the go, like I'm reading something, but I'm also like typing into like my like Notion, my notes and stuff like that. I keep could have the actual thing that I'm reading that I'm digesting and then be typing at the same time with that without having to open and split them up every time would be kind of mad.
Yeah. Also just workflow. Like you're saying, it can be done with anything if you have two apps that
if the app supports it. Not every app has split screen as far as I'm aware.
That's very true. But I mean, like with this being part of the OS, developers alike will hopefully push to give it the pairing option.
Yeah.
And, these are all things that probably won't be readily available to everything day one. But by the end of the year, it will be like, if you don't have this, you're kind of losing out on
what else is going on? You mentioned widgets earlier. Some widgets are getting some love.
Widgets.
One thing that really annoyed me about widgets on Android is they created them, they put some time into it, and then they locked it in a room like a little child, and they forgot about it. Like they didn't give it any love for a few years. So now they're giving it some love. One thing you see is
finally they're like, oh wait, we should probably get back on that.
Hold up, yeah. What they're doing is like live preview. So if anyone's tried to add any widgets and you're looking at it, and it's like, oh look, this would show you a calendar in a 4x4 or like a 2x3 or whatever, and you're like, so what does that actually look like? You'd have to put it on there and move all your apps about like, does this actually do what I want to do? They're adding the live preview, which would be kind of cool, so you can see it before you have to add it, what it does. And there's a few other tweaks as well, which should just genuinely make it nicer and get some of the love.
That is pretty useful, because I hate when I just like guess what it will look like and it just like removes half of my screen and apps have just like been spread away.
Yeah.
And then when you delete it, they don't come back because, you know, you can actually move icons. So it's like, well, now I have to go back. So it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
You know what? If they had the ability for you to, I think there is a way that you can snapshot where things live. But if they had the ability that you could save a layout, so you could toggle the layouts, so you can have like I'm in work mode, I'm in study mode, I'm in this mode.
There is, I don't know what you call it. You know when you change your like from normal personal app to like not PC, but like what is that? You know what I mean? I'm not making any sense. I'm trying to like trigger your mind to think about what I'm trying to say because I don't know what it is. But you can change your desktop technically.
Oh, from like if you're in like focus mode and stuff like that.
No, it's like a mobile desktop, and it only shows you like desktop apps. And that's kind of like the work thing. It exists. I don't know what it's called, but I'm blanking. I don't know how to find it. I don't even know how to get to it. I do it by accident. But sometimes when you're scrolling up to like try and find an app, sometimes it like switches to like a desktop app. I mean a desktop mode. And to get out of it, you kind of have to like exit the phone. My point is that there is like a work thing that's just like you can just have Outlook and like Teams, those like work apps. And then it is, I don't know if it changes. It does change things because it even looks like a desktop. It's so weird. But I don't know what it's called. But an official one would be good because this is like a thing that I get into by accident all the time. And I'd never want to be in there. And it's like, it's not very obvious to most people, I guess, even myself. But an existing, like you're saying, I guess profiles is maybe a better way to, what do they call them? I'd call it a profile.
I think I get what you mean. There's like, I know that there's the whole, there's the, I don't want to say work mode, but there's the mode where like, if you do have work apps, they can install it in like a runtime container. So nothing else on the device can access that app, but also at the same time, none of your work apps can access any of your private stuff.
And even the emails and like things you log into in there don't attach to your normal mode.
Which is good because you obviously don't want your work trying to scan through all your photos.
It's called work profile. I Googled it.
Right.
I Gemini'd it, Louis.
Gemini, did you get it from Reddit?
Actually, where's it pulling from? I don't even know. It doesn't even say Gemini anymore. I'm using Brave, sorry. What does Brave use? It's still Google, right?
It's Chromium under the hood, yeah.
Yeah. AI generated answer. Please verify critical facts. But it doesn't say what. Because then Google it.
Oh yeah, there's a work profile. Okay, I've never used that. I mean,
yeah, but it's really. Nah. I mean, I've never used it either.
Nah, I've always got them like work. I've always said like, you need to give me a new phone. Like I always have a completely different device. I don't put it on my work phone. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's meant to increase productivity, improve security, employee satisfaction. It's cost effective. Okay, that's just business stuff.
Yeah, like you're using it instead of a work.
You know what's funny? Because now technically I use my Android as my like work and like tech things, and then because honestly the Android, like you can do everything that you'd want to use on your like PC, but just mobile versions. So like that mode, I should probably start using that more often because I've just set my whole profile up. My desktop, not my desktop. I keep using that word. What do you call a normal screen on your phone?
Personal mode, normal mode.
Yeah, it's just set up that way. But now I realize I should probably be using that because I still have some of my personal like emails and Google logins on this. Whereas if I switch to that, which is I'm pretty sure it's literally like a swipe up and left. Like it's not like it's literally.
It probably is like some weird
a quick gesture because I do it like in my sleep and I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? What's my phone doing?
You sent an email like.
But
it's gonna make a joke.
Yeah. But anyway, back to that's like an existing thing. So, but the new one would be easier to access.
Cool. Some other stuff that we've got going on about storage and stuff. So they're adding the ability for you to archive an app. So you're running low on space. You can clear the cache. You can clearly use data. You can delete the app. But what they're adding is the ability that you could just archive it, which I believe it just like snapshot. It's like a zip. It will zip it up. I think it stores it on your like Google Drive, like in the cloud, like behind the scenes, like you do your normal like phone backup. And then when you want it back, when you want the app installed, you can restore it, and it'll be like as if you never uninstalled it. It's kind of cool. where it saves it and how it saves it, and like making sure that it's secure, that might be a question. Depends on how that gets implemented. There looks to be the adding storage health. So like we have battery health, which will tell you like how well your battery is operating at the moment, like how much charge can it actually implement. Like every full charge cycle is like slowly deteriorating your battery. Same thing with storage. They're adding like a storage health, I believe. Actually, I think that one had some controversy. I don't know if they were fully going to do that, but you may have the ability to see how well your storage device in your phone is operating.
What was the controversy with that?
No, I think it's just the way that it was implemented, or like what features it would have. So maybe it might not drop soon. It wasn't like you shouldn't have this like controversy. It was more like, how do we implement this? What's the best way? What should we include? What not should we include? Like normal healthy development stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, storage health. For the nerds out there, kind of like me, they're going to increase the page size. So they're going to support 16 kilobyte pages. At the moment, it's 4x. So long story short, what that means is there will be greater buffers that applications will be able to use at any given point. So doesn't really matter, but behind the scenes, what you might see as a result of this is like smoother animations when you're doing like, when there's some really intensive processing going on that's memory heavy, for example. Or if you're an app dev or something like that and you need to do some memory intensive stuff, you'll have greater buffers for you to be able to do so. So that's kind of cool. More on the nerd side, no one's really going to see the real effects of that.
But I mean, that's useful. Everybody wants smoother transitions and use cases, right? I'll add on to this Bluetooth sharing.
Bluetooth sharing, what?
Bluetooth sharing, yeah. It's coming to Android 15. So you can have Bluetooth devices connected to the same, or I guess Bluetooth devices sharing the audio together. So you can have multiple people with Bluetooth headsets listening to the same audio. Or if you want, you can have multiple speakers, right, just around the house. I don't know how synced that will be. Because this is one of those things you want to kind of see in real life. Headsets and headphones, I understand, but I don't know about like speakers. Because then you could have like 2 mini Sony speakers across the house, right, and just like playing music instead of trying to get a whole sound system going.
So the default version of Bluetooth that Android shipping with, I think it's 4 or 4.1 or something like that. That's like the normal, but with the backwards compatibility. In the developer settings, I think you can enable 5. So I think you could technically maybe be able to use that right now. I don't know how well it would be supported.
But yeah, the OS isn't supporting it though. But now you can control it from your operating system. Or I don't know about other devices.
It might just be like
Android specific.
Yeah, clicking the device.
Then you can just add devices to the Bluetooth, and then whatever your Spotify or music application that you're using can send those waves, those WAVs over to them.
That'd be great whilst you're like, say there's like 2 people, like instead of sharing like headphones or like one person having each headphone or something like that, or like a bud or something like that, you could have your own set but listen to the same thing. Like imagine you're on a plane with your other half and you want to listen to a podcast.
Exactly. You can both have your own device. Yeah. Your device dies and then your other half is listening to something. You're like, let me jump in there. You're listening to it. It's like, I had to leave my man. Like, what?
Got him.
She's like, you should listen to this. I want you to listen to this.
Yikes. Moving
on. Phone as a webcam, that's existed in certain aspects.
It already exists. Are you talking about it's smoother? It's like
I think it's just because now it's baked in, right? You won't require like a third party app. Because I know, is it NVIDIA? Not NVIDIA. Who is it?
You can do it now with raw Android operating system.
No, but it wasn't baked in though. You had to.
I think it is.
Nah, it wasn't baked in, Louis. This is baked in now. It's going to be baked in. It wasn't even in the oven, Louis. It was just you had to go find it, but now it's going to be baked in.
The yeast was still fermenting, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. I've definitely used that before as well, but I don't know.
Maybe it's
that wasn't like I didn't slide down from the top and then find it next to Bluetooth, and you know what I mean. It wasn't that. So now I'm thinking it's going to be that. It's going to be just right there, and it's going to be implemented properly. But
not sure.
I think it was definitely third party app. It was an Android like app, but like it wasn't part of the OS. It was just like you had to, like, it was compatible, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't them. It wasn't part of the OS. Like,
yeah.
So I've definitely used that before. I remember before I got my webcams, I was like, let me try just use my phone, because I mean, most of these new phones, they have amazing cameras, so why not? And it worked pretty well, but it's just like your battery. The issue was I wanted to use my phone. That's the other thing. Like, if you have, for whatever reason, I guess if you have to use a camera and your laptop or PC, whatever you're using, doesn't have a camera, and you just have to use your phone, then you got no other choice. But every time I wanted to use that feature, I'd always want to use my phone more than I needed the camera. So it was like, yeah. And also, I think it was just because it was a better quality, not because I didn't have a camera. Like, I always have a webcam or a laptop with a camera. So, but
cool.
Yeah. Did you mention Secret Spaces?
Yeah, that was the next one I was going to mention, actually.
No, go for it, mate.
So just like we mentioned in Apple,
no, keep it a secret. Actually, don't mention it.
It's too late.
So much for
Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, so just like we mentioned for Apple, Android's doing the same thing. The ability for you to hide apps. It's like, it's a bit dumb though. It's like subscribe to.
What would you put in there?
Don't know what I'd put in there. I don't know. No one else uses my phone. So there's nothing to hide. It's exactly. Like, I guess the use case is like if you're sharing your phone with someone else, like if someone else has access to it, I guess. But then if they're not, it's not doing anything. Like, it's not giving you additional security. Like, you can lock apps now or whatever, right?
I guess it would, though.
Would it?
It's just an extra layer of security. Like, it would literally be an extra layer of security.
No. I mean security is in like encryption or something, and not like security on the device.
No. But like, as far as your phone, I don't know, if it's unlocked and you walk away for a second and someone grabs it and they want to access like your notes, but then your notes are in that section, it's like peak. Now you can't access my notes. Banking apps too, do you know what I mean? I don't think I'd put those in there because they have their own like thumbprint and 2 factors anyway. But it doesn't hurt having this extra layer.
I guess. But then you'd put every app in there, which then defeats the purpose.
No, I think it'd be, yes, you're correct. But I think it'd just be apps that you'd want the extra layer that you don't access every day. You wouldn't have everyday apps in there. Something you access once a week.
But what if something like, say, Telegram, for example, or like some sort of messaging, like Telegram, Signal, whatever, if that's an everyday app that you want the additional security, surely then that'd be in there.
No, but it's up to you, Louis. You're the user.
No, I'm saying for your point about saying not putting everyday apps.
No, I'm saying I can see myself. I don't know what apps either, but I can see an app that I use once a week that I don't want, that has maybe a lot of information on it. I don't know. The document we use for the podcast, we touch it like twice a week maybe. But I could put it in there and I know that our secrets are safe, you know? Or safer. If someone grabbed my phone, cut my thumb off, stuck it in there, and then you can access, like, I don't know, my photos, but then they're like, I want the Google Doc for the podcast. And they're like, ha. It's my other thumb. They just cut that off.
Do you remember when they started introducing voice recognition? Like some banks and stuff did it in the UK.
I don't know.
And then
this is a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing for a while. And then they undone it like 6 months later, and it's like, yeah, good thing you undone that, because that was a major security risk. Yeah, exactly.
AI stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so speed running some of the others because of time. Android 15 is getting satellite messaging. Apple introduced that iOS 17, so Android's going to get the same thing. So you, in a pickle, you'd be able to piggyback off like a satellite to send a message.
Emergency calls as well.
Something like that, yeah. Like, yeah, you wouldn't be having like your daily chat with whoever you chat to. It'd be.
I think you can, right? You can still send a message to.
So they're adding.
I'll try it next time I'm seeing, because if I'm on the subway, it goes to satellite sometimes. So I'll try ping you a message, Louis.
Yeah, so it'll connect to the satellite, but it won't send a random text message. It would be
right. It's just emergency
only
calls.
If you've got that via your provider. So in America, they'd be offering the ability for you to be able to text and call via the satellite. This is I'm in an emergency situation, my leg's fallen off and I'm up a mountain. Cool, okay. Now use a satellite to get in contact with emergency services, because obviously there wouldn't be any 4G, 5G,
Makes
10G.
sense.
10G. 10G. So that's coming to Apple. Find My Device. Oh, it's coming to Android. What did I say? Coming to Apple?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it is. Apple fully.
They already had it.
I believe.
They had it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the one thing that raw Apple had something before Android. You found the one thing.
Stop it.
Satellite. Continue, sorry.
You know what? I don't hear anyone talk about that, other than
no, they don't. That's
some
very
people.
Useful, kept that under the rug.
The one thing you guys do have that you don't chat about.
That's my thing. They're idiots. They don't talk about the real thing. They just chat about crud. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Oh no, but I can now move my app anyway. So yeah, satellite messaging is coming. They're Find My Device. So at the moment, Find My Device exists anyway. You can make a noise or whatever, and it'll use the last location. But what they're doing is they're implementing something like same lines as the last thing we said about satellite. What Apple already introduced last year or the year before, with everyone's device is now technically becoming like a beacon that other devices can use for proximity. So Apple, it will use another iPhone that's near it or some sort of other Apple device to say, yeah, this device is near me in this location. So you can find your earbuds and stuff like that without having actual internet connection.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're good for time.
Louis sent me a message about I had a barbecue to go to, but that got moved back.
Okay, cool. Okay,
I'm seeing fireworks tonight. I won't be going to a barbecue. That'll be in the weekend or something though. But yeah. So like that, what Apple has, Android is implementing the same thing with Android. So other Android devices will be able to. They won't be able to specifically locate your device. It would just say, "Hey, can you see this MAC address that is being presented by the phone through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something like that?" So, which is really good because if you lost your phone and it didn't have internet connection or whatever, not that it's dead in the water, but it's kind of dead in the water until it gets internet. Whereas other devices being able to be used as a beacon to find it, that'd be pretty cool to have. So that's coming. Mesh network.
Yeah, it basically is a mesh network. I don't know the specifics of how it works. I imagine it's just using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, just scanning for MAC addresses. Hey, look, can anyone see any of these MAC addresses near me? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay, it's in the vicinity.
Not even
somehow.
Can you see any? It's what is next to me, or what is near me, right? It's not looking for. It's just showing what's near. It's not. It doesn't know what's
everyone's
near.
Devices. It'd be cool. I can see these 7. These are the MAC addresses. Yeah.
But again, these things only are useful in popular places. If you're in the middle of nowhere, that's not that feature. There's going to be no devices near you. So the OG Find My would be useful in that sense if you have a network. I mean, a connection to ping out.
But imagine, say, you've lost your phone, you left it on a bus. There would be people getting on and off, and that bus would be moving. So you would,
but I'm saying, imagine there is no bus that would have it, and you're on a mountain by yourself.
If you're on a mountain by yourself, then that's where you're screwed and you just roll down.
That's my point. Yeah, so it's not it's not going to be able to devices 10 mile across. They'll be able to pinpoint your device. No, it's going to be things within I don't know, 100 yards or of you.
Well, I don't know. Maybe with the satellite,
actually, what is the distance? Yeah, maybe that's
with the satellite connections. Maybe that's possible. You can maybe. I don't know how many satellites you'll be able to connect to. I'm not really sure about the satellite networks that exist and what satellites we can and can't connect to. But I imagine maybe it could slightly pinpoint where certain devices are. So if it's communicating with a satellite, maybe it can beacon your longitude and latitude for the device. So I don't know. I don't think that is part of it, but that would be kind of cool if it was.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of mad. What else is happening? Something that they've should have been done many years ago. Schedule for Bluetooth. The ability to turn it. I think you can turn it on again. I don't know if you can turn it off and on. I don't know the specifics, but there's going to be a schedule for Bluetooth, which, Man, they should have done this.
Because I'm confused.
What do you mean? The schedule
for Bluetooth.
So you can turn it on and off at certain times.
So you put like 8 a.m. turn my Bluetooth on.
Yeah, and then turn it off again afterwards, whatever.
Do you need to schedule that?
Yeah. So like, imagine.
Oh, okay. Wait. The other way makes more sense. After like bedtime, turn it off.
No, you won't turn it on. So say like I've got a
smartwatch. No. I'm saying use case wise, it makes more sense to have a schedule to turn it off than turning it on.
Yeah. So like you've used your headset. You always go for a run at, I don't know, 7 a.m. Turn it on so your headphones automatically connect and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, like, dude, my only point is if I'm going to turn it on, I'm already going to like be on my phone looking for music. So I can easily swipe down and turn it on. But you forget to turn it off more often than you forget to turn it on, right?
Yeah, in that case.
So a schedule for like, I go to bed at 10 p.m. or turn off 10 p.m. is like better because you might fall asleep. You might, actually, most of my devices, I do find the Bluetooth still on. Although most of them are smart enough to like, after like 30 minutes, they just turn off anyway. Especially the speakers. Thank goodness for that. They'd be dying all the time. Because I fall asleep. I'd have like music playing like late and then, you want to turn it off, but you might just fall asleep. And then in the morning, you see the lights still on and you're like, oh. But some devices, you see them turned off, but you remember the Bluetooth on your phone is still on, but the device turned off because your phone is not smart, is it? It's not really a smartphone. But all I'm saying is both are good. I'm just saying it would make more sense to have a schedule for off. Although with Apple, you get back to Apple, you can have what are they called? They're like smart gestures. Not gestures. You can have like automated what is it called?
Actions. You're talking
actions, yes.
Yeah, actions, yeah.
You know what? This isn't talked about enough. You can create the whole AI thing, right? Is just making life easier. But these actions is literally you programming things already. AI would just be able to like tell it to do it anyway. But yourself, certain things you can't tell it to do because it's not capable. With the actions, you can do things like that. You can actually set at this time or in this location, turn off my Bluetooth. I don't know why I haven't done that. I should do that. If you hear shower water, turn Bluetooth on and play Kanye West,
That would be
that's
one thing that Android's missing.
Wait till I get my
money.
Oh
my god, rip to anyone that's wearing headphones. Jesus.
Don't you hate it when you have a dream you can buy your way to heaven and you spend it on a necklace?
I was about to say some inappropriate lyrics.
Louis, to whom much is given,
to whom the bell tolls,
much is expected. What are you talking about?
What
is that? A different? That
was
cliche. All right, Android.
Yeah. So one of the other things actually for what we usually talking about, like the actions and the shortcuts, whatever. Android doesn't quite have that. It has the ability for you to use like locations, and you can do certain. There is like some triggers that you can say, like when I've entered this location, like turn my Wi-Fi on. There is some stuff like that, and it's buried deep in the settings. It's not easy to find, but to do proper automation, like you can with say shortcuts. I think it's called shortcuts, but they're actions. What the shortcuts does, whatever. That doesn't exist natively out of the box of Android, and you've always had to use a third party. Like I use MacroDroid, which is great. It's got an awesome community and there's loads of stuff, but it's just like it's all hacky, and it's like to do certain like system settings to say, hey, like turn my Bluetooth off. You have to use like an APK helper that gives it access, and you have to install additional. It's just a whole nightmare. So Android, if anyone from Android works on that, listening to this, give us the ability to automate. That would be great. What else is? I think I've only got one other thing listed here that's coming in.
I've got nothing else,
Android,
mate, apart from Google. So
the adaptive vibration. So
excuse me,
adaptive vibration.
Oh, okay.
So what it says is it will be listening to your surroundings. So like imagine you're at like a concert and it's really bloody loud. The vibrations from like the music and whatnot that you'd hear or whatever you're doing, I don't know, maybe at the opera.
I actually go to a lot of operas, so that's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I want to post my last time I was at the opera. Thank you for reminding me, Louis.
Yeah. I haven't been to an opera in a while.
Oh, you know, we're going to go to the opera, Louis.
Yeah.
Me and you, we go to an opera. We go to Bletchley Park first. The Bletchley Park Opera. The Alan Turing Opera, mate. That's what we're going to go listen to. A rendition of The Life and Times of Alan Turing. And it's going to end really sadly.
We might have to host it ourselves.
It has a sad ending, man.
Yikes.
Shout out to Alan Turing, man.
You said that like 3 times now.
I know, but I mean it, Louis. I really mean it, bro. I didn't do it. I feel terrible, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy how they treated people, man. Anyway, sorry, the last point. Vibrations.
Oh, yeah, that's a vibration, yeah. So imagine like you're at a concert, whatever like that, like the vibrations, the music, whatever's going on, all the loudness, you might not even hear your phone vibrating, or you might not even feel it, right? There might be so much going on, you don't even know. So this will like listen out for your surroundings, like, oh, okay, it's really loud, so it will vibrate a lot harder. Which I don't know how that would work if that's like constantly listening, because like surely your battery would die, or maybe it only checks it like every like 5 minutes, like how loud is the environment, and then it will only check like every 5 minutes so your battery doesn't die every so quick. But the concept itself is kind of
continuous,
cool.
or is it just like
that's what I'm saying? I don't know.
Average volume, or I guess how do they measure vibrations? I know it's like 1 to 10, but what is...
It's not, they're not measuring the vibrations. They're measuring the sound of the environment.
Yeah, but then to like change how hard it vibrates, right?
I think it just vibrates harder.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Like, that's my point.
It would just be a scale. So if it's like, oh, your normal environment is like this many decibels. Oh, you're in somewhere that's twice as loud.
How do you measure vibrations? It's not decibels.
No, it'd just be a scale. Obviously, the vibrations
what is the scale, Louis, is my question.
Well, you can't get louder than like 100 and...
How do you measure earthquakes?
The Richter scale.
Yeah, it's vibrations.
Yeah, it's
Richter,
exponential.
But I mean, not to like... It wouldn't be Richter in your phone.
No, it would be decibels. So
decibels?
Yeah, sound is measured in decibels. We specifically would be using...
I guess sound is vibrations too,
levels,
right?
SPL.
SPL.
Yeah, sound pressure levels
vibrations
in air. So like a rocket launch is like 180 decibels, and that's like ear rupturing. You wouldn't get any more than 180. 180 is death. It's like sonic boom. That's a bad time for you.
But what's the unit of measurement is what I'm trying to say.
Decibels.
It's decibels?
Yes.
No, hang on,
D capital B, decibels.
Hang on, mate. Hang on. Hertz.
He's Googling. That's frequency.
It's hertz, Louis. I know it hurts to hear this.
I can't, man. I'm looking for a new co-host.
That doesn't matter. My only point is, back to the actual point, you were saying it hears or feels what's around you. So it has to change the hertz. If you have it on like 1 to 5, 1 to 10, right? It's a scale. You slide it when you are setting up the... I'm guessing this isn't just alarms. It's just messages too, right? So if your vibration is at 5 out of 10, and then it hears that you're at a concert, it might change the scale to like at 8 just for that one text, right, or something like that. And then your alarm might be at 8 normally, but you're somewhere loud. It might change it to a 10.
Possibly, yeah.
Or is it ringtones as well? I guess not ringtones. No one has ringtones anymore. It's just your vibration for your call. Same thing.
Yeah, this one specifically said adaptive vibration. So,
but that could be to anything. All notifications vibrate, right? It's not just.
Oh yeah, so I think it'd be any notification.
Yeah.
Maybe you can set what app. So like you wouldn't care about 90% of them, but you would care about if someone's specifically text you, something like that.
That's my point. Like it wouldn't it wouldn't just be continuous ring, because you said what happens when your phone's gonna die or something. It might also work for like just normal like one-time vibrations, and then that's it. Just a ping.
What?
Just like when you get a text, it's just one vibration. It's not a continuous thing, so you have to worry about it dying.
No. I know that. They wouldn't do that. I'd be dumb. When it's checking your environment to see how much more it needs to vibrate. how often does it check? Yeah, so is it checking
right.
constantly, or is it like every 5 minutes? Is it every minute? Do you set the duration it should be checking? That's what I'm
I'd
asking.
assume. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. If you're getting a message, it'd be in that when it. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, because then it has to either read. It has to always be listening, like you're saying. But then it can't like guess you're about to get a message and then like check then. So how long does that process take for it to read the room? But looking at, what are you looking at?
Again looking for a new co-host if anyone wants to.
Again. All right. What else? That's it for Android, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Back
now
to
we're on
Android,
to
Google,
AI.
the big umbrella. Alphabet.
Go on, hit him.
They had the Google I/O. I'm not gonna lie to you, Louis. I did a speed 2.5 times speed watch through. I found that guy. You sent me the link to. Because I mean, it's all AI, mate, and I'm just like we've just talked about all of this, and it's just like, you know, it's a lot
nothing else
going
changed.
On.
It's just
But
here's more AI done.
It's really just Gemini, right? Gemini is, I guess, Google's artificial intelligence.
It is. It's not. I guess that is.
Yeah, no, it is. No, I guess assistant.
Oh, okay,
but
sorry.
It can be used as, I guess, in the future, it will just be its standalone thing as well. You can use it as like a prompt tool or whatever.
Well, I don't know if you're a good prompt engineer, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant by, I guess. So yeah, things, you know, use cases change, and then next year it might just be they change Alphabet to Gemini. It won't even be called Alphabet anymore. There will just be Gemini. There will not be an Alphabet or Google. I'm just saying that things happened. Things happen. Names changes. I'm chatting crud. Ignore me.
Right.
Anyway, they had their annual. Is it annual? I guess it's annual. The I/O. What does that I/O stand for? Do you know?
Input output.
Information overload. That's what it means. Because that's what it was. But yeah, you're right. Input output. It's actually that's quite smart.
I don't know. Actually,
we're taking that. That's beautiful. If not, patent that right now, Louis. Go into copyright.com.
I/O is generally known as input output in anything, so I can't.
Fair play. So my standout things, because I'm gonna go through them, and then whatever stands out to you, stop me, and then we'll talk. Or we'll just go back. Generated video.
That one. So I want to talk about that a bit.
Trillium CPUs, AI overview, the PDF for insights and how they read documents, trip planning, Android we just touched on already, pickleball, because I don't know why they. I did write pickleball. Pickleball.
What?
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Pickleball.
Is that a sport?
I'm not repeating it again because this is going to become like an advert for pickleball, which I don't want it to be. It's like tennis for like people that can't play sports.
Is a racket or paddle sport in which 4 players hit a hollow plastic. It's basically
squash, mate. But
table tennis.
Table tennis, but bigger table.
Badminton. What?
Badminton, yeah. But no, the shot. It's not a shuttlecock. It's just the ball, right?
I feel like someone couldn't play a sport properly, and they were like, "Let's just invent a new version."
That's no, but yeah.
Anyway,
tennis is too hard, and table tennis is, I guess, too easy. So, pickleball. Right. Here we are.
Too easy, eh?
But I mean, why not just play table tennis? Why didn't table tennis just become a huge thing?
It is a huge thing in certain places of the world.
But they're pushing it. Yeah, in certain places of the world. But like, I guess in the Western world, especially in America, pickleball is... Well, it's a certain demographic, clearly, right? It's not everybody.
No comment.
Like, I'm not going to, there's a certain it's a specific demographic that's playing pickleball. And you know who you are. You're probably not listening
to
this.
Officer.
But, yeah, I guess it's the thing now. I think there was a segment in the I/O where they talked about it, and then it's just like, oh, here we go. I see what you're doing here.
It was a layup that failed miserably.
Generative video, though, that looked crazy.
Yeah.
Being able to literally just make things. That's going to change the film industry. I think already there's been a few others, like strikes were to do with AI. And if you've been following those, it has been more about script writing because it was the writer's strikes. But then now also you have to factor in, I guess, videographers too, because stunt or like just VFXs, that kind of thing, you can just prompt, and then people will rather be lazy and create something shoddy than pay somebody to do it. So, and also this is stage one. All these things are going to increase and become better. I can't remember the specifics of how powerful this tool is going to be, but I'm just taking it as a face value of like, this is day one, and then we're going to keep going. But as far as Google as an entity, and they're pushing towards having the ability to just create videos, it's interesting.
It's their kind of rival to like other providers like DALL-E and Stable. Stable Diffusion.
Does DALL-E do video? Diffusion? It does, right?
I think the new version of it does. I'm not sure. Gotcha. I can't remember.
What's that thing I sent you?
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Midjourney. There's another one that does just like straight video. I can't remember. I don't know. They all seem expensive to run, so I'm like, yeah, you can use it.
But hopefully, but that's Google having it as an option would make it more open and easier to access. I mean, off the bat, I think
you'd be able to use it if you've got a good amount of chump change that you want to use. Like it won't be expensive, but I don't know, for it to generate like a 4-minute video, I don't know how much it'll cost you in terms of tokens and generation power, but I can't imagine it'd be too cheap. It wouldn't be like 50 pence. I'm pretty sure it'd be sizable for the compute power and whatnot it needs to go into to generate that.
Yeah. Speaking of videos as well, the other thing.
Wait, hang on. That was called VO, right? VO.
Sure. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's called VEO. It might be
VEO, like VO or V.
Yeah, VEO. So it's Google's DeepMind, most capable video generation model to date. It generates high quality 1080p videos. Yeah, so VEO. VO.
Shout out to VO.
Yeah, that's pretty mad.
But no shout out to OVO.
And you're trying to guess.
What's he going to do, Louis? What's Drake going to do to you? Why are you scared? You're over 18.
Stop it. You know what's funny, right? Some people listening to this probably don't even have a clue what's going on. They're like, they don't have any of the references. They're just like,
I have a feeling more people listening to this have a clue what's going on with that than play pickleball.
That one I agree with. Yeah, that I agree with 100%.
But I'm going to let you talk about the Trillium CPUs, but before that, back to video. They've introduced video questions. So using Gemini, I guess, or I don't know what this segment or this tool will be called. You can literally, on your camera, have your phone or device looking at what you're seeing and ask questions, such as, where is this? Or how can I put a lamp? Where would I put a lamp here? Or, I don't know, where's my phone? For some reason, though, that's what the prompt that they used on the video, on the I.O., which confused me because it's like, if you just open your app right now, like your camera app, and you ask it, where's my headset? If it's seeing what you're seeing, how is it going to know where your headset was unless it's been viewing the whole time? Or it's been watching every move you've done to be able to like track. Because I'm pretty sure on the video, the woman that was like on it, it was like, oh, your device is behind the couch. How do you know that? How do you know that? Hang on. I had way more questions than I was impressed. Because it's like, unless you've been on this whole time, or there's other devices that you're accessing, how do you know my phone's behind unless it's pinging it? But even that, like, how do you know there's a couch? Anyway, I like the pointing it to like your fridge and saying, what can I make? And it would be like, make an omelette, you got some eggs or whatever. Or like, how do I fit these two pieces together if you're like creating or welding or something? Or how back to similar to the iPad mathematics thing, you can have like a workspace and a question, and it will try and figure out how to put pieces together, or like the size of things. It will try to render measurements. So that's really quite cool. That should be quite cool. I've seen people do those things where they make blueprints with certain like motherboards, and then they put the motherboard there, and then they've got like specs that they want to build, and then it's like, how much space do I have and what can I use? And then it will scan, and then it will tell them like, oh, add these components. You probably don't have enough space for, I don't know, like this RAM chips or like 5 of them, but you can definitely do 2, and or don't use this. Because if your specs are more priority than the motherboard itself, it will tell you what you can fit in. Vice versa, it will tell you actually get a bigger motherboard, mate, because you can't. Whatever specs you want to have won't fit on this. So, you know, those kind of things I think will be very, very cool. But I mean, these are just things off the top of my head. Like, possibilities are endless. And there will be our end. So, you know.
Oh my God.
But it'll be cool until it's not.
Yeah.
But
until the next thing comes out 6 months later and everyone needs a new toy and throws out the old one.
Yeah. Trillium CPUs, Louis? I think you have a better grasp of this.
Yeah, so they basically announced like a new line of chips. So I guess they're kind of measured in TPU, so tensor processing units. I think it's their 5th or their 6th generation of these. I don't know what form factors they're going to be in. I don't know if there's some of them that are going to come in like for phones. So we talked about earlier, like Apple running the AI like agents specifically on the device. Google is going to do the same sort of thing with Gemini, but as I understand, it's going to be like a separate app. It's not going to be built into the operating system and have access to everything. It's only standalone if you want it. So they're announced a new line of their TPUs. I believe that there's going to be another subset of chips specifically for phones. So I imagine Pixel would probably be the first ones to have it. I imagine probably in the Pixel 9 that they would have a flavor of this chip, whether it's that one specifically or different ones that is geared towards being able to run the smallest or like one of the smaller parameter size models of Gemini, like Gemini Mini. I can't remember that they have an infographic on their website that they showed about the different sizes based on parameters and context windows that they have. But yeah, so a new line of chips that are coming. I think for GCP, so Google Cloud, I think they mentioned that they might be the first provider to offer the new NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs or something like that as on the cloud, if that makes sense, which is kind of mad. I can't imagine that's cheap.
How does that work, sorry? GPUs on the cloud?
Yeah, so you know how like you can spin up like a VM, whatever, like
right. So
it's just like that. You can have access to those.
Okay. Well, I knew that. Right. In
my
head, when you said it, no, keep it in my head when you said it. I don't know what I was imagining. I thought the GPU was virtualized itself, not the whole system, which makes way more sense.
Yeah, so that hardware specifically would be connected and
so you can
accessible via like hypervisor or whatever.
The question now is about cost, right? Having to access that, but it's better than you having to buy it yourself. So.
Yeah, I've spun up some stuff with some GPUs in the background, but like they get into some mad costs, even for like a couple of minutes. You there's a bit of a dent in your wallet. And imagine trying to train like a major model, and you need like some Blackwell GPUs. That wouldn't be cheap to run. To train, you'd have to make sure you like kill that pretty quick. Because anyway, so Trillium, their new line of TPUs, not CPUs, TPUs, much greater performance. Actually, going back to that video of, what you were talking about, the live processing. So, did you talk about the second half of it where she was showing it some code and she was like, yo, tell me what this does?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I was just thinking about having like motherboards in front of you, but you can, even code. Yeah, that's Yeah,
in that example, in the I/O, this woman's got Gemini open and she's got it like viewing her camera, and that's when she asks you like, where did I leave my headphones? And it's like, oh, it's behind you. Like, that was scary. She points it at her colleague's code. It's on her screen, right? She points it, it's like, can you tell me what this does? And it spits out like, oh, it's handling some sort of encryption. and it mentions some algorithms, like how it works it out or something like that, which was kind of cool, like the inline live processing of what it was working out and explaining it to her. And then I think she asked, like, can you write me something that does this in this context? And it was like outputting something, which I don't know how that would work on your phone. It's like, well, what do you do? Like, now send that to my computer. Like, I've got this code on a picture.
Or just
on my
give
phone.
me the text, and then I have to then put it somewhere and edit it.
Exactly. How do you get it there? Maybe there's like
that's up to you.
A workspace where you can send it. I don't know.
Or just saves it on your Google Keep. I think you could tell it, save it in my Google Keep, and then you copy and paste it.
Nah, there must be an easier way to do that.
What's easier than that?
They probably have like some sort of workspace built into Gemini.
And then go straight there. Like straight to. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like a new conversation, like you would have with like OpenAI's GPT, for example, they're saved as conversations that you can refer back to.
Yeah. Well, it's Gemini, Louis, but yeah.
No, I'm saying like you can in GPT.
Right. Actually, have you used Gemini a lot? At all? We've definitely used it, but like...
Yeah, I've experimented with it a bit, but I don't use it that often.
Not extensively as much as like GPT or... Yeah, me neither. Maybe that's what we got to do. We're in tech lecture, we have to cover all bases. So when someone asks us, hey, what's better? We can't just be like, I've experimented a little bit. We've got to be like, I spent weeks with Gemini.
If you want to sponsor us to be able to use these to the heart's content...
Google, hit us up. Larry Page. Sandra... Sandra.
Yikes. What else we got? We didn't talk about
Sundar.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Try the CEO of Alphabet.
I know who he is, but I didn't know who Sandra is. One of the other things that they've mentioned with is they're dropping a newer version of Gemini that has a much larger context window. So I think, if I remember correctly, it was 1 million parameters, which is the longest ever context window that anything's ever had in terms of an AI model at the moment. I think for context, GPT-4 is 128K. If you don't know what a context window is, long story short, it's the inclusion of the input that you put in, so the prompt, so you're saying, can you generate me this, but also the output that it would generate at the same time. A token isn't necessarily like a one-to-one character or something like that, but it could be like chunks of words in, say, the prompt and also the output. But imagining 1 million of them, the example that they showed in the I.O. was a PDF document. She uploads like a 150-page PDF document and says, what did she say? Can you give me an overview? Or like, can you tell me what this bit meant? Or can you explain this? Or
wait, it's more than 150. It's like 1.5k pages.
I thought it was 150 pages.
Nah, it's bigger than that.
Is it 1,500 pages?
I think so, yeah.
I guess for 1 million tokens, yeah, maybe it was 1,500. That's kind of mad.
Yeah.
It's even more mad.
It's even more mad.
Yeah. But to saturate that context window, right, in terms of the cost to be able to do that, like to process that spreadsheet probably cost you like 20 quid. It's like, well, was it worth it? Maybe.
Well,
20 quid, to paying someone to do it.
How much do you pay them hourly to do that, and how long it would take?
But then surely you'd use someone to verify. You need someone to verify that was legit.
That's the thing,
right?
That's.
Imagine you do that. Right, it costs you 20 quid. Like, cool, I saved on something. Then you go present it to like the CEO the next, like in an
First
hour.
Guy's like, mate,
what's this?
That was great. Also, funny that you did that. That was quite quick. Thank you for the turnaround.
See what you did there. We were expecting
you to come back like in a month later, but you came back in 2 days. Only problem is all of it is wrong.
That's the wrong company, mate.
Yeah. It seems like these are Reddit like posts. I don't know. Am I reading this correctly? It says r/. You got punked on that paragraph there.
Got punked.
I don't know if you proofread that or anyway.
Just rickrolled.
Wait, that paragraph there. I wrote that. Where'd you get that from?
Imagine.
That sounds like I wrote that piece. Oh, interesting. Anyway.
That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, so longest ever context window, which is kind of mad. There's like 6 different flavors of Gemini. So there's like mini, micro, normal, pro, and I think that one is advanced. So obviously there's some different ones that depend on your flavor. Like if you're just asking it to generate you some code. You won't need the advanced. I mean, maybe you'd be able to upload a whole project and be like, cool, this is my code, this is my project, this is all my code. Can you refactor this to do X? Which would be kind of cool, but also kind of scary. Probably don't do that with your employer's code because you might be setting yourself up for getting sued real quick.
Yes.
But yeah. What else is there for Google's AI stuff? I think that's about it, isn't it?
That's about it. I mean, there's probably a lot. Mate, go watch the 2-hour, don't listen to us. Go watch it and then talk to us about it.
Now, we've given you most of the highlights.
That's something we cared about in the highlights. So as time goes and as things update and as we actually are using it when it's all released, we'll know more. We'll see more. The world as you know it has changed. Don't know if you figured it out yet, but I hope you have now. Back to ownerships of companies and whatever. Like as an overview now, we're just like wrapping up. Instagram, remember we talked about... No, Instagram, sorry. LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've been pushing AI jobs a lot. Or include this in your workflow. Make sure you're AI literate is the go-to
LinkedIn's
phrase.
just a cesspit. That should be...
Yeah, but that's part of it. Like, it's easy... sorry, I can't wait for the video format. Definitely can't do that.
Join our Patreon.
You can't.
Patreon.
It's although I'm against the whole. Hey, we're releasing and pushing for AI integration and also marketing it in jobs for you to need this. But at the same time, if you are working in anything, just use the tools, get to know them, understand them, because there will be times where it will be useful and there will be times where you'll be asked to increase your, just access to things. And it's going to be a daily driver. It's going to be a daily tool. It's just I think of it as, obviously this is simplifying it extensively, but as a search tool and use it. It's here. Most of it is good for the simple things. We have a lot of questions about security and safety and privacy, but it's here and it's the next thing. So don't fall behind. Keep on top of it. Learn how to use it, and just like reading anything new that comes out, interact with it. Don't shy away from it. Keep it off your phone though. That's weird, but
yeah.
But
we're in an exciting time. Like, I imagine the .com boom and everyone was like, "Oh, what's all this?" And oh, look, now there's the internet. Oh, now you can do this. Oh, now your phone's gone from the size of a laptop to the size of what it is today. Like, we're in the next evolution of that in the 21st century, where everything's just gone rocket. So we're in an exciting time, but also scary because, like you said earlier, how much has been processed, how much has actually been tested, what's it actually doing behind the scenes. There's multiple lawsuits that have been happening. Was it the Wall Street Journal were trying to sue someone because they said that was it open? Did they try to sue OpenAI saying that they trained it on their articles and stuff like that without their permission and they didn't get any kickback or something like that? So there's a handful of lawsuits and who owns the copyright to what gets produced. And I've seen some other providers, some of these they built AI models that you can use, and it's you own the copyright of this, providing you still have a subscription with us. Yeah, which is kind of mad, right? So it's all right, as long as I'm lining your pocket with money, I own this. But the moment I stop paying you, now I don't own the copyright of this. So it's an interesting time. Where does the buck lie? What's the rules and regulations, and not in the sense of it needs to be controlled, but in the sense of how do we make sure this doesn't turn into Skynet?
Yeah.
I mean, Skynet might be kind of cool, but not at the same time.
No, it won't. But back to the only lawsuit I can remember is, I think Scarlett Johansson. She sued.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, the voice, right?
They used their voice in the. Oh yeah, they had a thing as well.
So they said they didn't use it, but it sounds just like her. So it's that film that she's in? She turns into a USB stick, whatever it is.
Oh, that's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
No, because
when she turns into a USB stick, that killed me. I couldn't believe it.
Oh wait, what's it called? Because it's Limitless, but it's Lucy.
Yes, I mean,
Lucy. Because I was dating a girl called Lucy when that came out, so it's very weird.
You want to leave that bit in?
Sure, why not? It's facts. Hey, we want to be more personal, Louis, right? We want to be more personal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, it's Lucy. 2014 that come out, you know.
Yep. Hey, that's
wow.
That's the year. Just before uni.
Yeah, just before uni.
But Limitless is great though. The movies and then the show as well. We watched the show together, didn't we?
No, not the show.
We were watching Person of Interest together. That's what it was.
Yeah,
same time though. That year, Person of Interest. You put me onto that, and then I was watching Limitless as well. But then Lucy came out, and it was just like, what the hell is going on? But it's meant to be part of the series, but then everybody claims it's not canon anymore, so it's whatever. But the recommended watch is The Enigma Machine. Although it's funny, I think Codebreaker, because they do two different names in different regions. Are you
trying to recommend the film?
We are.
Not trying to. Imitation Game. It's not called
Imitation Game. What did I say?
The Enigma Machine.
Imitation Game, yeah.
The Imitation Game, yeah.
But I think in some parts of the world it might be called Codebreaker, because they change the name depending on the market they sell to.
I'm not sure.
But Imitation Game, Benedict Cumberbatch, the story of Alan Turing. What's happened? Okay, cool. I thought my laptop just died.
No, you might have heard me type in the background.
No. My screen went black. It's fine.
Whoa.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. We're good. You can hear me?
Rip headphone users, yeah.
Hey, that was soft. That was,
That wasn't soft.
Imitation Game. Go watch it. Apart from that, I think I'm good, Louis. You watching the Euros?
Not actively. I know we're in the quarters. You know what? Turkey's in the quarters as well,
They are,
Fair play. Fair play.
Georgia was my team. So I'm a bit upset, but Turkey's doing bits.
Yeah.
Turkey's doing bits.
Italy got knocked out, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. I like how even Ancelotti, they asked him about the good teams, and it's like Germany has a great team. Spain can do bits. And then they were like, what about Italy? He's like, what about them? Because he's Italian, so he knows this team's dead. I'm not going to, listen, if we have a good team, I'll let you know. But you asked me, who are you looking forward to watching? And he was like, oh, Germany and Spain. They're like, Italy's like, what about? But yeah, England's a weird one, but biggest bailout since 2008. But we'll see. Switzerland next, right? Tomorrow, yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see. I have money on, I got money in Germany, I had money, I had my heart on Turkey. No, it's not Turkey, Georgia, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Wait, we shouldn't be saying Turkey now. Shouldn't we be saying Turkey? Yay.
You're right.
Turkey, or is that just the way everyone outside of Turkey says it should be? So everyone outside of Turkey, because it was called Turkey, now they changed it. They changed their name, but is it?
Yeah, just and then you respect what they've changed their name to, right? That's the whole point.
No. What I'm asking is, it still Turkey? Is in English is the word of it is Turkey? Okay.
I don't know.
Or is it? Yeah, that. Anyway.
What have you sent me?
Something that shouldn't be mentioned in the podcast.
Oh, yeah, but just give me context at least.
Look at the distributed by. That's the film that you're talking about.
Oh, right. Hilarious.
Yes. Yeah,
mate,
not good.
It's owned by. He's not alive.
Not good.
Oh, he is.
No, he's not.
Bloke.
What, McAfee?
No.
That was another one.
Jeffrey.
But... Oh. Yeah, well, so you'll have to wait for Patreon to see what's going on.
Yeah. No one checks that, Louis.
What, Patreon?
No, the Wikipedia.
Hey, man, maybe we should start.
Yeah. Hey, you're right. No, we should be more diligent. I still stand by the movie. If there's another version, then go find that. Just read his book. Read his book. Shout out to Alan Turing. We need to go to Bletchley Park. But I've got money on. My money's now on. I don't bet, but I guess my hypothetical money is on Germany to win the Euros, and we'll talk about VAR at some point.
VAR. Oh,
Yeah.
VAR. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit of beef about that, isn't it? I'm going back Turkey.
Turkey.
I looked it up. I'm on Wikipedia. It says Turkey officially the Republic of Turkey, but then on the right it says like Turkey. There's another word that I'm not going to try to pronounce on a recording, which is the Turkish version. So I think maybe Turkey is how you say Turkey in Turkish.
But I've been hearing on the commentators say Turkey as well, so I don't know. Both are right. Sure. As long as you know who you're talking about, you know, but don't disrespect anybody, I guess. But let us know. Yeah, if you're from Turkey, or Turkey, sorry, let us know how to pronounce the country's name.
But they update it on like Google Maps and stuff, right?
I haven't checked.
I imagine they would, because that happened like 4 years ago or something, right? 5 years.
I learned about it during this Euros.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, man. I know about it.
I've seen it. I've seen the name change, the spelling, but I never thought this pronunciation changed too.
I mean, imagine like teaching it in school and like now you got to get all the new books.
Well, the people that have learned the wrong way aren't in school anymore. So the kids know how to say it correctly, but we're the ones that have to like relearn, right?
Yeah, Google Maps does say Turkey.
Am I wrong for thinking we should all like have a mandatory like maths, English, science, geography, history brush up every like couple of years, like every 2 years or something? You know, your high school you went to should be like, hey, you read this.
I don't think it should be dictated like your high school should say whatever, but I think
they're the ones that taught you it, right? So they should be correcting themselves when things change.
Nah.
What governing body would you entrust that to?
The people themselves. You should make it your own.
People don't do that. That's my point. Like otherwise,
no. I get it, but what I'm saying is instead of like mandating it or saying people should, I think
that's what I'm saying.
Should be.
No, that's what I'm saying. It should be mandated because people won't. Nah. People won't though, Louis. We kind of care. There's a lot of people that don't care at all.
Yeah, but me and you are people
not
that
the general public.
Yeah, we're not the general public. We like to know and to be up to date.
But that's
we
my
like
point.
To expand.
Me and you will, but like most people won't. So they have to be mandated.
Yeah, but what does it impact them other than living in their little cardboard box?
Stop to get out of the cardboard box.
Maybe it's beneficial that they stay in their cardboard box.
Well, you were using this one example, but there's loads of things that change. Like, and even just that's why I mentioned maths first. Like, you know, and science. Like things change.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the people that grew up that Pluto was a planet. When did they figure out that it wasn't anymore? I mean, it was headline news, probably, but like, imagine the people that don't listen to the news.
There was
went
always
around
beef.
saying,
even in school, they told us
some kid was like, "No, it's not, mate. It's a meteor. It's just a rock." And they're like, "What? I got taught it was a planet." And it's like, "Nope." That got rebutted.
Well, it's still a planet. It's just a dwarf planet.
Oh, whatever, Louis. Oh, look at me. Oh.
So technically, it's still. Even I remember in school when they were saying about Pluto and whatnot, they did say then, look, there's beef. It's a planet. It's not a planet.
Yeah.
So it's still there. It still exists. It doesn't disappear.
Well, yeah, it still exists, but how you categorize it has changed, right?
Yeah, I guess. But then did they update all of the school curriculum to now say, like, hey, look.
I'm pretty sure even the last time we were in school, we were told it's a dwarf planet. And we technically didn't call it a planet anymore. Like, it wouldn't put it part of the... But every time we'd mention it regardless, because it was like recent, but we'd also have the asterisk next to it. So I don't know, even if nowadays, if it's even mentioned. Dude, does this actually matter? It does. That's the whole point. Mandate is to keep learning, keep studying, brush up on your geography and history, and your maths and science. I was actually trying to study a geometry the other week, and I was like, "This is long, mate."
You're trying to study German?
Geometry.
Oh, geometry.
Yeah, it's a bit long.
What was you doing specifically in geometry?
Well, I wanted to understand like infrastructure for architecture. So I just wanted to like Geometry 101. I Googled it, got a book, had some equations to go through. Just to like, you know, not train your mind, but like retrain and like just understand. When I look at a building and I want to take a picture of it, I'm like,
Cha-ching.
I know exactly how big it is, and I guess parts of how it was built. Just to do it. Just because, like, why not? Mental arithmetic. Just like, get it back. If you don't use it, you lose it, Louis. So I need to start using maths again. I read a lot, but I realized I wasn't doing maths. Like, I just wasn't. I was just quickly just asking the AI to do it.
Brush up on your Pythag. You know what? Get some advanced stuff in there. Wow. Like I said, I'm looking for a new co-host. This has been.
Wait, I think you sent me something. I asked you about. It was. I asked you, like, send me a maths geometry, and then I got some Pythagoras questions, and that was from you.
Was it?
Do you remember anything we talk about? People would think, are these two friends in real life? He doesn't know.
I don't remember my own name some days, yeah? It
says it right there, Louis. What does that say? Read that out for the fans.
Chief. And then the middle name that I said I would give. But
oh, mate. Wait, last thing. Who do you think is going to win the Euros? Or who would you like to win the Euros?
Turkey.
Bet. Louis got Turkey. I had Georgia, so I'm out. But by proxy, I'm going to go with Germany because fun. Shout out to Musiala, he's a baller.
Jamal. I mean, I'd want England to win it just for bands to be like, ew. Why not? But I don't think it's going to happen.
Don't deserve it, mate.
No. I'll back Turkey. I'll back the underdog.
You know what? I'm going to back Turkey too, but I think Germany will win it though. I'll jump on the bandwagon.
Who else was left? I can't even remember.
Spain, Germany, England, Switzerland, Turkey, and I'm Googling it.
There's only 8.
France, Portugal, Netherlands. Those are the other ones.
Portugal, Netherlands.
Yeah. So Spain, Germany, Portugal versus France, England, Switzerland, and Netherlands, Turkey. Look at that. England get the easiest game. Go figure.
Yeah, we're not playing tomorrow. We're playing Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
We said that earlier.
By the time you hear the next episode,
they would have
probably
played
know the
by
winner.
now when we release this. Everyone's going to be like, what?
That's very true.
Yeah. Yeah, back Turkey because Turkey's playing Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
We should make it to the semis. England. I think England will make it to the semis. I think we'll beat Switzerland.
All right, we'll see.
England v Turkey. Go on, let's do it.
Is that the bracket? Is there a bracket or did they do a draw? I think it's randomized, right? Each round. Or is there like a set?
No, it's the bracket. So England versus Switzerland and Turkey v Netherlands. So of those two, whoever wins. Yeah.
Well, so they have the easiest route. That's crazy. Wait, you had Slovakia, and then, I mean, you could have faced Italy, right? But I mean, they're dry. They're the easiest side. Listen, it's set up, and only they can mess it up.
Right?
Anyway, we'll see.
But if England win and then Turkey beat England, Turkey in the finals. Have they ever made it to the finals?
Turkey? I don't know.
What's the furthest they've ever got?
I don't know. Ask your AI assistant, Louis.
If it doesn't return pretty quick.
Has Turkey ever won the Euro Cup? No. Semi-finals. Oh, wait. There you go. So if they win the next game, they've matched their best.
Cool. Anything else, or should we wrap up? I think we've been going long enough.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode 13. I've been Louis, joined with my co-host.
Big man. No, I'm good.
Big man.
I couldn't even read my own name. It says Big Manolo there, and it says Chief on yours.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's episode 13. Covered a lot of stuff about AI, Google.
We can call it
Android,
information overload.
iOS.
That'd be funny.
Information overload. Yeah.
AI, AIO. EIAIO.
Stop it. If you like childish nursery rhymes, you should hit us up on our socials. What is it? Intellectual, one word, on Insta.
AI. AIO.
It's intech_lectual on Twitter.
Yep. Follow us on Twitter.
What else do we have?
Follow us on Insta. Follow the YouTube.
Follow the YouTube, the podcast,
wherever you listen to us.
Dude,
Google Podcast shut down, like officially. So
yeah,
if you listen
migrated
to us on
to YouTube.
I hope you've jumped to YouTube or Spotify. or on the what's the thing we use? Anchor. But it's not called Anchor anymore. It's just
Spotify for podcasters.
They bought it. Monopolies, mate. We respect them, though.
They created Anchor. They just merged the name.
Makes sense. Makes way more sense. I knew that. But it's
anyway,
Louis, the joke's funnier if you don't use the truth.
The joke's funny if you don't use the truth. What?
Yeah. If you just like state facts, it's not funny anymore.
Spit bars, yeah.
Yeah. Just make it up as you go along.
All right.
But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening.
Episode 13.
We'll have a Q&A. Ask us questions. So next week we'll have next week, whenever next time is, we'll do a little Q&A. No? You don't want to do a Q&A?
If we get enough questions, yeah.
We'll get enough questions. We always get enough questions. We have many fans across the world. We're global. Are we not? You've seen the demographics.
International.
Yeah, we're out here. Yeah. So
what happened to Pitbull? Is he still going?
I hope. I don't know.
Anyway.
Mr. Worldwide, yeah.
Cool. We got to end this. See you later, guys. Bye.